guys, I miss making these videos. Okay. I want to remind you that releasing pain, negative energy that someone else gives to you isn't about you losing. It's a natural human protection of ego. If someone trips me, it's war, and I need to trip them a little bit more than they tripped me. And I think that's the cycle that we get stuck in when negative things happen to us. Instead of stepping back from the situation, understanding that, okay, this happened, but I'm not going to let it have power over me, and I'm going to alchemize it, and I'm going to level up. That's the key, is remembering that if you don't hold animosity, you don't have revenge energy, and you don't have victim narrative, you actually can work through and heal the emotion, move through, like finalize, like finish the emotion, and then alchemize into another layer of consciousness, another layer of life, another layer of opportunities. Now, I'm going to give you a disclaimer. Disclaimer is you will never stop learning. You will never stop having pain. You will never be done alchemizing all of your ish. You could be on your deathbed and still, very common, very likely, to be stuck in ish, to be working through something emotionally, mentally, spiritually. That's the journey of life. That's what you as a soul incarnated to maneuver. I want this to rest onto your heart, and I want it to marinate. I want it to move in. I want it to settle in permanently. Power of positivity, gratitude, and alchemy. I'm an alchemist. I'm a warrior. And I used to hold the warrior vibration. Masculine, defensive, power. Do you think that maybe scares off some people? We love that you're a warrior. We love that you fought through the battle and won. We love that you took a blindfolded journey to the top of a mountain. And not only did you make it, you flourished. We love this for you. But we don't want you to carry this as a badge of honor forever. We want you to go, okay, I closed that chapter. Now it's time to open another chapter. Or potentially even a whole nother book. When you're shifting the alchemy, when you're shifting the emotions, when you're shifting self, you most likely kill the other version of you. So I recently just gave away my apartment, gave away most of my things, have been traveling out of 2 suitcases. That's my life right now. First country I visited was rough AF. I'm talking mudslides, sleeting rain, my car broken, kick, punch, jab. Like I was getting beat up. And what I realized and kept reminding myself is I am killing off my old self. I am working through shedding a layer of skin like a lizard, like a butterfly that's a caterpillar, and then it sheds itself. Literally a caterpillar becomes liquid goo, okay? A caterpillar, when they transforming into a butterfly, literally are just liquid goo at one point. They are nothingness. And in order to become that butterfly, in order to alchemize self, in order to get to that better, higher version of self, you need to kill the old version of you. And that may mean losing relationships, friendships, career paths, family members. It can mean losing those parts of you. Thought patterns, choices, food preferences, daily habits, being in gratitude, making a plan for what's going to make your day the best day, what's going to make your week the next week, and what's going to make your month the next month. Sure, you can plan for a year, but the universe is going to laugh at you. You have to focus on the small wins, the small chunks, and then when you look back, when I look back to a month ago when I was in Peru and my room had been robbed and there was a mudslide and all these kicks in the face, do you think if I sat in victim narrative and sorrow, I would have enjoyed my time? I just went, it is what it is, and moved through it because I understand abundance. I understand the law of vibration. I understand the law of positivity because what you think is what you multiply. Who you believe you are is what you multiply. If I thought I'm just so having so much negative stuff attracted to me that like I just have like the worst life ever and like what more ish would have came my way, I can guarantee that. But if I were to stay in the positive of, okay, this is what it is. I had to move through this to get to here. That's when you receive gifts. That's when you receive the leveling up. That's when you receive the eye-opening of, oh, this looks different. Huh, okay, I might like this better than where I was stuck in this, right? It's like being at 68 degrees and you raise the thermostat to 70 and maybe you start sweating a little bit because you're like, this is a little warmer than I just was. But does that mean it's bad? Maybe you realize you didn't like 70 and you want to learn how to use an air conditioner or a fan. You have this game that you are playing. So many of us are just letting the same old driver drive the car. If you watched my recent video on the subconscious versus conscious mindset, you understand that there's a driver of your car that just knows you like to go to this coffee shop, you like to go here, you like to go there, and it goes, okay, let's go, because it knows your preferences. But what car are you in? Have you designed that car? Did you create that car? Did you think through the car and the route of the car and the speed of the car and the color of the car? Make sure that you are selecting the journey, coming up with the list of what it is you want for you. The way you turn your everyday challenges, pain, even people being rude to you, into peace and patience. So on my way to Easter Island a few days ago, I was on an airplane and I had a window seat that I had chosen weeks in advance. And the flight attendant came over and said, this young lady, who I had greeted very kindly, smiled, said hello, she cold shouldered me, wants to sit with her friend, and her friend wants your seat. Can you sit up there? I said, if you can move my bags with me, because I was editing a film. I was actually 1/3 of the way into a movie. I had unpacked all my stuff. I unpack a lot of stuff. I bring my own snacks, my own water. I had a whole setup. It would have been a lot of effort for me to move. I said, if you can make sure my bags move with me, I'll move. They weren't able to, and I said, I'm sorry, so sorry. I'm going to stay here. This woman tortured me the entire flight. At one point, learning that I had a gluten allergy, I went to the restroom for 5 minutes. She took her bread and sprinkled her breadcrumbs into my water glass. Okay, that's how malicious this person was. I came back, saw the bread. Thank God I saw the breadcrumbs in my water. Thank God I was aware that she had poisoned me as a celiac, gluten-free person. I would have had to divert the plane if I had actually ingested those breadcrumbs and gotten sick like I normally do. Sometimes I go to the emergency room. It's just so much projectile. So that girl almost ruined the flight for everyone. For an hour, I was steam. I was so frustrated. I so badly wanted to lean over and say, you are so ugly on the inside. That's what I wanted to say to this person. But I understand that this person isn't mad at me. They're mad at the situation. They're mad that they didn't book the right seat. They're mad that they don't get to spend this time with their friend. They are mad at themselves, and it's being projected onto me. And I had the patience and the peace to let it go, to understand it wasn't about me. It wasn't really me that they were mad about. I was just being the target. I know you're not going to want to agree with me when I say this, but moving through that with peace and patience and going, oh, wow, they're going through something, and just letting it go, not screaming, not confronting, not yelling, not holding resentment, not going after the person at a higher, you kicked me, so let me punch you and kick you, by just being like, it must be really sad to be that sad. And again, that's not a quality response either. That's pretty shitty what I just said. But that's very human of what I just said, because we always want to defend ourselves. It's in our human nature. It's in our DNA to protect ourselves. We want to survive. We want to win. Being able to look at that woman, be like, okay, well, she probably hates me for something. Maybe it's because I'm so happy and she can't be happy. Again, I'm not trying to say there's a level where I'm higher or better. Again, that's very survival war mentality. This is a very normal, competitive human nature to be. As a human in the video game of it, I have a choice. I have an opportunity. I can assess and evaluate and respond to the situation however I choose. And I chose to watch Elf and laugh so loudly and annoyingly. I wanted them to understand that I wasn't impacted by them. And sure, maybe that was a little competitive, and maybe that was a little zing of what I'm saying to not do. But I really genuinely wanted to laugh, turn the situation into something for myself. Alf was so entertaining at that moment, and it helped me cool my chi and get all calm and regulated. And I ended up crying. Happy tears at the end when they were all singing carols. Like, I literally was crying. And I remember the one mean girl looking at me and being so mad that I was having this emotion. It really reminded me that I'm on a journey for me, and the outside impacts, you have a choice to maneuver through, to let them, like, sure, something could slam into you, but you can just go, okay, all right, cool, and move along. You don't have to be like, You don't have to have that response or reaction. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns. Sometimes it feels like the world is out to get you. Throws us curveballs just to test our abilities, to remain grounded and whole. Every less than perfect moment, every direction where you wanted to be over here and you redirected back where you came from, is an opportunity. Not just to survive through it, but to thrive and flourish through it. To alchemize into something powerful and transformative. What's the number one thing that I recommend? And I talk about this in my video, Water is Alive. Gratitude. Coming from a place of gratitude. Yes, you didn't get what you were looking for. You didn't get what you created as a vision or a fantasy in your mindset, but you got something And maybe that something is going to end up and turn into something better than what the other something would have been. Gratitude is such a gentle yet fierce force. When you pause to truly reflect on all that you have, the roof over your head, the breath, which is one of my number one things to make someone do in hypnosis, is to reconnect to breath. Breathing is the only natural body function that we can alter, and you can move through things with your breath, which is why I love breath work. We want to remember to be in a place of abundance, not just with material items, but with the richness of being alive. I'm gonna guess that all of your organs are functioning right now. You have food, you have clothing, you have access to water. These are things you should not be taking for granted. Sure, you might not have the Instagram following that you want. You may not getting the YouTube views that you'd prefer. You may not be receiving the income that you'd want. Are you staying in gratitude? Are you staying in patience? Are you staying in peace? Are you staying in abundance? Are you staying in a positive gratitude mindset? Are you writing a plan on how to get there? Are you strategizing the route? Are you planning, okay, I want to get there, so these are the other steps that I need to get to there. These are the little motions and movements I need to get to there. And in order to get to there, I probably need to stay positive every day in my 5-minute journal. I just did it this morning with sunrise and a cup of cappuccino. I write 3 things that I'm so grateful for. I slept a solid 8 hours, made a lot of new friends on Easter Island, get to go to Patagonia tomorrow. So thankful. It could be I'm having a great hair day. Someone smiled at me at the grocery store. There's a new client. It could be so many versions of things, but just being so grateful and thankful for what you do have. Being appreciative of the now, this moment. Because the past can be twisted. We can remember things from the past in a different way than they actually happened, and we can fantasize a future that we never get. The present, the right now, is all we truly have. This moment, this breath, this right here, right now. This is all I truly have. When someone is rude or dismissive, it can linger like a vibration, especially if you grasp onto it and you're like, I'm going to show them, or I'm going to, man. When you stay in the negative and you grab onto that in such a way, it can't, it's like you're fighting in such a, it's a vibration versus, okay, I release. And maybe it goes away and comes back in a different form that's more in alignment with what you want. I want you to catch the things that you're saying to yourself while you watch this. I'd love for you to start watching these with a piece of paper and a pen and processing the false limiting beliefs that you're hearing or having about self while I'm having these conversations with you. And yes, I'm talking to you. Who else is in the room? Like literally, it's just you and me talking right now. This is for you. This information is directed towards you, especially if you've lasted this long in the video. I've learned through intense trauma, PTSD, pain, abuse, neglect, abandonment. I've learned to not carry what isn't for me, what wasn't mine to begin with. When someone projects an emotion or a vibration onto you, releasing it and realizing what it was and moving through it is like literally the best you could do. You don't want to absorb that ish. You don't want to absorb that negativity. I alchemize that ish. Bye ish. I didn't sign up for that. That's not the version of life that I'm looking for. I want the happy, spiritual, kind, loving, beautiful version. When someone's words or actions sting, trust. I will pause. I will feel where it feels in my body. I will figure out, like in that instance with the breadcrumbs, I felt so violated. Like, what if I had a peanut allergy and those were peanut shells? Person could die. What if it was shellfish? Person could die. This person poisoned someone. That's how malicious this person's energy vibration was. Sure, that's gonna make someone flip on their angry switch. I kept reminding myself to breathe, regulate my body, come back to self, come back to this moment. I was never gonna see this person again. This person is not someone that I have to interact with every day. Maybe the person that's triggering you is a family member, a spouse, an ex-spouse, a child. So it's a different layer of strategy alchemizing. Remind myself that this person is a blip, like not even a drop in the bucket of the water of the ocean that my life is. This person isn't even, this person evaporated. I want them to evaporate. Honestly, I don't want to remember that this person did this to me. I want to erase this from my memory board. I want to remove this from consciousness because why? Why would I hold on to this memory? Let's reframe the situation. So first you're going to breathe through it. You're going to regulate your body. You're going to feel it where it is in your body. And then the second thing that you're going to do is you're going to reframe the experience and understand that this isn't about you. Even if this is targeted at you, even if the words and the energy is coming at you, it is never about you. The person, yourself included, we're all living in our own little globe, our own little world. How we experience life is our life. That's our world. That's our journey. I can't get into your mindset and impose myself onto you. Having compassion for the person that's trying to burn you and hurt you, having compassion for yourself, having pride in yourself for being aware, for pausing, for reflecting, that's some real magic. That's called alchemy. You want to set boundaries. I'm not saying that you should allow this person, I'm not saying how I handled the situation is the best end all be all. Personally, I struggle with confrontation. So maybe I should have had some sort of pause or moment of confrontation to practice a healthy boundary. I did with the flight attendant express that I knew it was her in front of her. Release their energy and their negative vibration like a cloud from you. So you're going to breathe through it, you're going to reframe it, and then you're going to, right? You're not going to hold on like this. You're really going to let go. And their fist may remain for a little bit, but it will eventually go away. They're not going to hold up their fist at you their entire life. There is so much beauty in knowing that if you can turn pain into peace, rudeness into patience, and challenges into growth, this is the art of alchemy. And you, my love, are the alchemist of your life. You are the queen of your kingdom, or king of your kingdom. I invite you today to practice patience and kindness and love. Come from a place of gratitude. Write down what you're grateful for. They could be as grandiose as remembering that you have life to remembering you have a great hair day. Big things, the small things, they all have relevance. They all have impact. They all have power. The next time life throws something at you unexpectedly, because it is Mercury retrograde, remember, you have the power to transform it. You have the power to shift that vibration and energy into something more in alignment with you. It's like a diamond. Diamonds aren't just laying around perfect. They kind of look ugly when you find them. You really need nurturing, polishing, cleaning. You want to alchemize yourself into a diamond. You are strong, you are whole, and you are deeply loved. If you feel that there aren't others around you that love you, remember, you are your number one relationship, and you love yourself. If this resonated with you, please let me know in the comment section below. Please share with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, my friends, stay radiant, stay kind, and stay grateful. Bye, my loves.